Welcome, everyone, to episode number 123 of CoCreative NoCode's Authors. I'm your host, Tonya, and we're here with members Nate, Brittany, Thomas, and Jay, and my partner, Pablo, and my Kim. And we're going to get started in just a moment here, but if you are watching for the first time, either on Facebook or on YouTube, what we do is every day of the week, Monday through Friday, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. We do office hours, and we invite our members to come onto a Zoom call, which we broadcast live on Facebook and syndicate on YouTube, and answer any question that you might have about Bubble that we can. We can't promise answers, but we promise you won't suffer alone, and we get it right most of the time. So we're going to go ahead and get started today with Brittany, and then we'll go round robin until everybody's questions for today are answered. Brittany, did you want to share your screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let me minimize this. Well, first thing, I want to make sure I did this right, because last night after he told me about making the group focus, I did all that, and then what I did was when submit is clicked, of course it'll make all the changes to the user, but then I wanted it to send me an email saying what was in the input field. Hopefully I did that right, and I only wanted to send an email when those values weren't empty, so I think that's right. I don't know how I would even test that. So
Yep, that's
okay.
That looks now, right. Is it working? Have you tested?
No, I don't really know how I would test it if I wanted to send an email to.
So you would just go ahead and so click that open, that inspector open again. So click on the action, send the email.
It's not.
Oh, you might have to refresh your page. Bubble's being funny.
Okay. Nope. Okay.
Okay. Yep. So that's right. You have your email address in there. So if you don't have email set up through Bubble specifically, then it just defaults to Bubble's own send grid. So it should be working. So the way you would test it is just go ahead and sign up, I guess, as a new user, and then go to those fields and try it out.
This wasn't my original question. It was just still up here. So
yeah, got it. No worries.
So let's, I guess I can do this. Type anything here. I don't type. So if I hit submit, oh, it's not.
Well, it should have done it already because you clicked the submit button. Oh, got it. It's not going to let you. Okay. Yeah, go fill that out. It's on the same page. And now you just need to go check your email.
Okay. I'm going to stop sharing because I don't know what's going to pop up.
Yeah, no worries. We've taught you well.
Yeah.
Privacy is important. Nate, since you're new to the group, Brittany is creating a gig marketplace where crafters can hire other crafters to help them fulfill orders. So that's what the point of, and she has 40 users. So
very nice.
After launching. Yeah. That was fast. That was like in the last 2 weeks, you grabbed 40 people using Facebook ads. It's impressive.
Yeah. Let's see. It wants me to.
Since you're not sharing your screen, can you tell us what's happening?
Yeah, it's taking me through a verification thingy because my email is new.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe I'll check it later because this isn't even what I wanted to ask, and I'm wasting time.
Okay.
I'll check it later. So
no worries.
I'm gonna start sharing again. I shouldn't even. Okay, so my question for today is I realized that when I gave the opportunity for the business owners to let me go to post a work order, I did not put the field for shipping addresses, like where it's supposed to be going to. So
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this because I don't want the shipping address to be included at the beginning. Like, I just want the work order to be accepted and everything, but in the process where I made where the freelancer can request a completion, if the business owner accepts the request for it to be completed, then I would want the shipping address to be sent. I don't want the address, I just don't want all these people addresses just to be out there, and they don't actually finish the order, or they, something happens and they never send it. I only want them to be able to get the address once the order is completed and has been approved by the business owner.
Okay.
So maybe, I guess, I don't know where to even.
So you don't want to collect the business owner's address until they are in the process of approving.
So it wouldn't be the business owner's address. It would be like, so say I ordered something from somebody on Etsy.
I'm sorry. Okay. I think it's just hard because both of your user types are crafters and business owners.
Right.
So you want the person who has a work order. You want their address when they're approving the work order, like saying it's been complete. Because they're the one who, the person who puts the work order out is the one who's receiving the goods, right?
No. So the person who puts the work order, they're going to have that work order sent directly to their customer from the.
Oh, okay. So it's like drop shipping. Okay. You don't want to share the customer's address until they do that. Okay. Well, I would go ahead and yeah, I would still do that. Like, you're going to collect that customer's address when the work order is being approved. So as part of that form where they're approving the work order, then you would ask for the customer's shipping address.
Okay, so, and then I ran into a problem there because what if, how I set it up to where if the business owner or the work order's creator does not come and approve the order after the 3 days time, and I have it automatically set up to approve the order, how will I get the shipping address if it's being automatically approved? You get what I'm saying? So maybe I need to collect the address
earlier in the process.
Yeah. So when they're let's see, where's the pop-up here? So maybe I can collect it here, but don't give it to the freelancer. Right. I'm not sure how.
So what I would do in that case is I would use privacy rules.
Okay.
In such a way where you go ahead and put the address in probably the work order, but you don't share it. Like, it's using privacy rules. You just keep the person who's fulfilling the work order from seeing it until that work order is approved.
Okay, gotcha. So another question, when I'm using the address, I know I was having a problem with the API, the Google Maps API. I don't know what was going on. We couldn't get it to work. I shouldn't need that. That's because this address is literally just going to be a typed in address, correct?
That's right. You can just
Okay.
use, yeah, you can just ask them to type in an address. It probably, at some point would be nice to integrate it with the API so you can verify the address that they're typing in, that
Right,
it's recognized.
right.
But yeah, I think it's probably okay just to ask for all of the fields of an address. So like the line 1, line 2, and then city,
Okay.
state, and zip code.
Okay.
Also, the name of the person it's being sent to is
Right.
probably important.
Okay, so I don't want to hold, I know I can probably do that on the back end. So when I'm just going to use this box as an example and put my address or something. So
Mhm.
once, oh, wait. Yeah. When I'm setting up the privacy rules, how, like, I'm not exact, I know I went through this before, but
Sure.
so,
So on your work order, so first of all, I'd go to the data types, because on the work order, you're going to have to put the fields for
oh,
the
gotcha.
for the customer information.
Okay. So I'm gonna need to,
So I'd say customer name. And for now, the address fields will just be text.
okay. Oh. Name, address, well,
Name and address should work for now. Yeah. So then go into the privacy section, and under work orders, you want to put, instead of having it so that the work orders accepted by, where they can see everything, just unclick where it says view all fields, and then add all of the fields except the customer name and the customer
okay.
address.
What does slug really mean?
A slug is a, so you know how all of the things in your database have a unique identifier,
Mhm.
which is like a text.
Oh, it's
So
up
a slug, yes, exactly. It goes
okay.
up into the URL if you decide to use it.
I just saw it and figured that out. Okay.
And then I think you could probably right click on that privacy rule and then like duplicate it or copy it and then paste it. Nope, I guess they don't let you do that. All right, that's fine. You could just create a new one.
I think if she clicks in the name, it might be possible.
Mhm.
Like right in the name, like double click, right click. Ah, it's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah. No, but,
No, that's okay. We can just make a new one. It's fine.
Okay.
So yeah, so this is you named the other one all work orders. It probably deserves a different name than that. For this one, I would say completed work orders. And so when this work order status is
not empty, right?
Is complete.
Okay.
Completed, and this work orders accepted by is current user.
I gotta figure out which, I think it's this one. Yes. Because the other one is a yes, no field, or maybe. Let's see.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so accepted by is, and then you want to say current user, right? is this user? Accepted by is a user field, right?
Mm-hmm.
This accepted by
Is
current user, like, or maybe we go, it's backwards. I don't understand why that's not working, but maybe try backing out to the after the and say current user is. This work orders accepted by.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then yeah, you can just leave it.
Right. Okay.
So that
Alright.
way they can see it, but only when that status is completed.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
And I'll probably put all the other fields and stuff in, you know.
Yeah, I mean, technically you could keep the browser from showing that information anyway. This is just a security measure to make sure that the accepted by isn't seeing something you don't want them to see. So,
Right. And when it's when I have it automatically approving it, then it will be completed. So it's gonna show the
Yep. Mhm.
okay.
Yep. After
Right.
it's a, yeah, you still have to tell the design tab like what to show,
Right.
right?
Right.
But yeah, but this makes it safer,
Right.
right?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Nate, you're up.
Okay, I will share. Okay, so my challenge, the first challenge today is around the privacy policy and the terms of service policy. So I am in the admin section of my app, and I have copied and pasted the privacy policy.
Right.
However, when I go to format this, bold, increase font size, underline, or so forth, it times out. It takes hours to respond. And as you can kind of see, I didn't get very far because I just have other things to do.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So the terms of service is done. But again, that took about 3 or 4 hours of just it timing out.
That's crazy. Okay.
So here's what I do have. The policies are located here. I have a link where I can link to the policy on another site, which is what I'd like to do, I think. And then based on, sort of the new information that these policies are loading every time a page loads in the background twice, I think that might have something to do with some of the lag time that I'm seeing with the app. So
right.
I just need to
I'm
know
still
how.
working on that, by the way,
Thank
the
you.
lag time with the app. So I think you and I had talked about, since you're using the privacy policy generated by a different service, about iframing them in to those pages. And I was going to ask Pablo if he could help with that, because I've actually never iframed anything in outside of like a plugin doing it for me. So
Never, neither have I.
no, you haven't either. Okay,
No.
we'll do it together
Right.
then. All right.
Great.
I think it's as simple as using the HTML element and then maybe like plugging it in, or I can ask one. The other thing I was thinking of doing, Pablo, is moving all of the legal terms in the privacy policy into its own data type outside of the website main object data type.
Yeah, I think it would make a lot of sense, to be honest, so that it's not loaded all the time and only when it's needed.
Yeah. Okay, so I tell you what, Nate, why don't we just do that? Let's create a new data type in your app. And if you want, I can do that and share my screen, or you can drive. It's up to you.
I think I will stop sharing and let you drive.
All right.
Just to be safe.
Got it. Right, just give me a moment to get there.
I also noticed how fast Brittany's response
Yes.
was. That was awesome.
You're
I've
like,
not,
oh, it doesn't have to be crazy. Yeah,
yes.
yeah, I am still, I have a meeting today with Eli actually about your app.
Oh,
Let's see.
awesome.
What is happening? Oh, I hit get started instead of, I was trying to sign me up for Bubble. Hey, Pablo, do you know if that CSV bug is fixed?
Which CSV?
Oh, yesterday there was a bug that started throwing errors in all of our apps because the download as CSV couldn't find other
Oh,
data
yeah,
types
yeah, I
besides
remember,
user.
I remember.
Nope, apparently
Yeah,
not.
I
It's
don't
still
know.
here.
Yeah.
So we're waiting to deploy until these are resolved, but this is a bug. I might just override it and deploy later. Okay, so I'm in your app, and what we have is in your website data type here. We have some legal fields and privacy policy. So legal banner color, legal privacy policy, legal terms of service. So I want to take everything that has this legal prefix and I want to recreate it in its own data type. So I'm going to duplicate here because I want to leave this up so I can go back and forth. So I'm going to go to the data types here and I'm going to come here and say legal. And so banner color was 1, and I think that's going to be a text. And actually, maybe this is the wrong. So yeah, so banner color is text, privacy, policy, last updated is a date. And then privacy policy text. And then require users to agree to terms and privacy is yes, no. I might leave this one because this has to do with the login. So I think I'll leave this one alone. Sign legal, sign up is visible. Also going to leave that one alone. Terms of service last updated. So terms of service text. And I think that's it. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to take what you've already done and save it in this new data type. And And I want to do that in the live database. So I'm going to need to deploy. So I'm going to deploy this even though there are 4 issues, but I'm not going to mess with it because it's going to be fixed soon. So in order to do that, I have to put a weird like turn off issues URL parameter, which I need to go and look up. So hang on just a second. Pablo, do you have that handy? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Sorry, I was
tuned
thinking.
out. Do you know the URL parameter for turning off issues?
Oh yeah, I think it's alerts of true or something like this. Give me a sec.
Sure. In the meantime, I'm going to go to the legal page and see what the references are. So, service, these look like tabs.
I sent it in the chat. I think it's that one. That one should work.
So what this is doing, and I do not recommend that you do this on any kind of regular basis because it's actually like, it's not good. But if you ever need to deploy with issues, this is how you do that. You use an and symbol and then issues _off equals true. And now, even though I have issues, it will let me to deploy to live. So your marketplace is going live right now. Neat.
Nice.
Oh, no, that didn't work. Wonder why.
Maybe it's changed.
Yeah.
Wait, let me check and let me search for it a little bit more.
Sure, no worries. So here's the reference to the terms of service. And right now it's using the website objects, websites, legal terms of service, last updated, formatted. So this is the date, saying what the date it was last updated is. And this is where it's using the legal terms of service. And so instead of using this expression here, what we want to do is we want to change it for, actually, probably I need to put it in the hidden variables. So right now what I'm doing is I'm making what's called a hidden variable. So the way that Canvas is working is when it arrives on this page, this group here is searching for all of the websites things in the database, and there's only one, it's yours, and it's retrieving the first item. And because it's doing that, that's how it loads up the privacy and the terms of service. So,
Okay.
and then what I'm doing is I'm switching this because we're not going to reference the website in part anymore. We're going to reference this, the legal variable instead. So I switched it so that, see how here it's the type of content is looking for a website object.
Yes.
Here, now I switched it to look for a legal object. And then I just changed the search term to search for the legal's first item, which is what we're going to create. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Right. And then back to the page itself. I think I'll leave the date alone actually, because that's already done. And then this I'm going to do bar. Oh, I didn't change the website. Yeah, it's this one, but let me change it real quick. I'm going to go to the variable legal object and get the legals. And then this is going to be terms of service text. And then there's another one in here for the privacy policy. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come here. I'm going to say our legal object. Legal, and we'll do privacy policy text.
And yeah, I think the issue was that I sent it with some spacing between issues of and true, and it needs to be issues of equals true without the spaces.
Okay. Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and now what we have is if we go to, so now I've created the references correctly. So when someone goes to the legal page, it's going to be pulling from the right data type. So the next thing I need to do is in your admin portal, I need to have it saving to a different place.
Yes.
We're going to wait you out, Bubble.
And the editor should be much faster with the issues of true. That's also a benefit. Even if you don't deploy it afterwards, just working without the issues, sometimes it's way faster. I don't know why.
It speeds it up. Yeah. There's something going on with this particular app. The editor is super laggy, even after refactoring to include reusables. And so I'm checking it out with Eli later. I did notice it sped up for me yesterday, but then you saw like after you work in it for a minute, it slows way down. So I was having a hard time reproducing the issue for a video, but let's see here. Let's go to portal logic. So I don't know where, let's look for legal. Nope. I guess in this case, it might be best if I run it and then do an inspect on it. So it's in the section. These two that we want. Group options content, that doesn't help. Let's try settings. Nope, that's the side stuff. Pablo, do you have any idea how I find that? I wonder if it's probably in a reusable. That's why I can't find it.
Let me look for it in
Admin,
one of my
legal.
apps. What's this?
Yeah, so it's probably in here. Here we go. To search for legal first item. Terms of service, text, rich text inputs, terms value. Okay, so now we're going to save the text to the legal object, but we're going to go ahead and save the last updated to the website object. That way we don't have to worry about changing too much. And now we need to do the same for the privacy. Here. So copy, paste. There we go. Okay, so now when I push this live, when you're in your admin portal and you use these pop-ups to save the text for your privacy policy and your terms of service, it's going to save the text into the legal object instead of the main website object. So, and then when we navigate to the legal page here, the references are going to be to, so when you go into privacy or into terms, the references are referencing the legal object instead of the main website object, which means after we get those populated, then we can, I can go into the back end and actually delete all of that text, which will hopefully save you some loading time, both in the editor, and also on the page.
Okay.
So now we have the issues off as true. I'm going to go ahead and deploy.
Don't do this at home.
Yes, do as I say, not as I do. Do not turn off the issues and deploy. I mean, you could break your app. That's why you don't want to do that.
No.
In this case, I know exactly what I'm breaking when I do it. All right, so let's see. transferred legal text to legal object employing with CSV issues. So what I just broke, Nate, is when you go in your admin portal and you want to download information to a CSV, that's not going to work for right now until those issues are taken care of and I redeploy. Okay, so now that's live. So I'll let you share, and the reference that I didn't change should work. So hopefully you should be able to save it, and then I'll redeploy that. I'll make another change after. So I'll stop sharing so you can share.
Okay. Okay, so this page is refreshing after the changes.
For those of you who are watching and you're curious why we are doing this, it turns out that when you do a search of your database anywhere on your page, so what that's pulling in is right now is what's saved to your current website object. I didn't change the default value there, but when you click save, it should save to your legal object. Oh, but I haven't created a legal object for you. So let me go and do that real quick. Hang on just a sec.
This is what the behavior is when I try to access
Well,
it. So.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
So that's why I'm
happening.
looking to have it just hosted somewhere else. I think it would make it easier.
Well, I think that's going to help, but I think the other issue we need to figure out something else that's going on. So, okay, so I created your legal object for you in the live database, so you can go ahead and save, and it should save there.
Oh, I'm sorry. What am I saving now?
The terms of service and or the privacy policy, either one.
Just save them. Okay. Okay.
Okay, and let me check. Yes, and so now that text is saved in there. And then, okay, so now you can test and see. It's currently the same, so you can go ahead and try this. Go ahead and try and edit and see if it'll work with you or if it's still misbehaving.
Yeah, it's still
Still
behavior.
Not letting same behavior. Okay, let me change that reference. It might be that text editor is not great. Have you tried, something else you could do is try editing it in a different place. I've never tried this. I don't know if anyone else has, but edit it like in a Google Doc with your formatting and then copy and paste that.
Yeah, so that's how I got it in there. But the formatting didn't come over. So
Got it. Okay. Let me just make real quick. Hang on.
Can I add the HTML tags to it within this editor?
No, within that editor, it probably won't work, I'm guessing. All right, let me go into the admin portal. I'll share my screen again if you want.
So now we're deleting those other references in the website object to the
Yes,
legal.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to go back through and do this for all of my client apps actually. If you want to go ahead and stop sharing your
Oh,
screen,
I'm
Nate, so
sorry,
I can
of
share.
course.
That's okay. So see, this is the legal object. So now you have privacy policy text and terms of service text. So then from the admin, actually, it wasn't the admin I wanted. I am really not sure how your app got developed with this delay, Nate.
Well, I'm glad it's not my imagination. Or
It is not your imagination. This is incredibly painful. If anybody is watching this and your editor behaves this way, please reach out to Bubble and let them know, because this is not normal. Even with super heavy pages, like this is an exacerbated problem. So let's see here what I want to do. Oh, it was yeah. So here, parent groups. So I don't want that. I want the whatever this parent group is. I want a parent group's website's legal. So I want to change. Oh. Okay, so now if I go here, I should be able to say goals, and this is the privacy policy text that we're looking for. Terms of service text. Oh, that's in the wrong place. Where legal? There we go. And then here, legals, terms of service text. Okay, so now you'll be seeing and editing the same thing. So now what I should be able to do is go into the live database. I have to push this to live before you'll see the difference, but I'm going to go in here and I'm going to delete those two text fields. So okay, I'll stop sharing so you can share, Nate.
Okay. All right, so it's refreshing right now.
Oh,
Terms of service, good, okay.
is the privacy policy empty?
It is empty, yes.
Okay, let me go back and see what I did wrong. Parent groups, legals, privacy policy text. And if I go to the legal object in the live database, I have privacy policy text and I have terms of service text. So for privacy policy, this is supposed to be showing the parent group's legals privacy policy text. And then if I go to the parent group, in the live version, it's like it doesn't like to work. Yeah, that's why. For our legal objects legal. All right, I will deploy. Reference in legal objects. All right, you can share again and refresh, and let's pay attention to if refreshing is a little bit faster now that we've deleted all of that text from the website object. Does that seem faster?
Seems a little faster.
Yeah.
Okay, should we try to edit or?
Yep, go ahead.
All right, let's try. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, not so much.
Is it not? Oh, it broke again. Okay, so I'm going to give you a different, or maybe a different, a different text editor. I'm going to test it in a new test page instead. We're just trying to get this to work. We call this legal edit. So what I want to do, I have a feeling it's the rich text editor that's breaking. Like it's this rich text input one that is not working. So what that is a plugin. We'll go to look for which one it is. Rich text editor. This one, it says I can upgrade it. So maybe I'll try upgrading first and see if that fixes the problem. All right, so I'll deploy. All right, and I'll stop sharing, let you share and see if that works. So if you ever wondered what the work of a bubble dev is like, this is what it's like.
I see.
You just keep going back and forth.
Yeah, I understand.
And we love it. Those little wins make it all worthwhile.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try. Oh,
Well,
was
that's
fast.
different.
Oh, this is all it works now.
Okay, good. Yay.
Awesome. Okay,
Yeah,
so then I will.
we did two things. We got the text editor working, which is great, and I'll make an announcement at AirDev that everybody needs to go in and update their text editors. And then, but the other thing that we did, which is really cool, is we moved all of that legal text outside of the main website object. So now every page of your app should load faster.
Yes.
So if you want to test that and let me know how it's going. Also keep an eye on the editor, but I'm going to have that meeting and I'll try to break it again with Eli later and see what we find.
Okay.
So I think, let me think real quick if there's anything else I need to tidy up. Oh, I made a page that I want to delete. The legal edit page. I'm just going to delete that real fast. And the next time it's deployed, it'll be gone. So it won't be bad. I won't redeploy right now. Awesome.
Right. Big difference.
Hey. All right. Who's next? Anybody have more, or did you have another question, Nate, or anybody else have any questions you want to tackle today?
I have a question.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I've used up enough of your time. Thank you.
You're welcome. No worries. Hey, Jay.
Hello. Let me share.
Nate, Jay
making-
has just launched her Garden Brain app. And so she's.
Excuse me, I had to reorganize animals. They're all over.
Yep, that happens.
Yeah. So I'm redoing this page. This is a page where people can manage their beds. Let me show you what it's supposed to look like. Supposed to look like that. So I'm redoing it so they have a better edit tool. But I also gave them the ability to enter multiple images of a bed. And the problem right now is that I'm not sure how to get this display. I have some ideas on how I can do it, but some of them seem awfully complicated. I think there's an easier way, and I'm probably just missing it. This is a group. It's not an image by itself. It's a group with image set as its style because it looks better. So that's how I did that. So the problem is here, this is set up as the parent group's bed and the first item. Everything looks good, but it's not displaying. So I think that I'm missing something on how to display a list, how to display an item from a list in this manner.
Okay, so is this a group that you made or is this a plugin?
I made it.
You made it. Okay. So groups are not meant to show lists. Repeating groups are. So maybe what we need is a repeating group that just shows like one column, one row. and then you can paginate it so that when you click the next button, it just goes to the next thing in the list. And then you can, when you do that, you can also select that it'll just repeat itself. Like if you get to the end of the list, it'll just go back to the first one. And you can do that in both directions. Does that kind of describe what you're looking for? So that the person can click the button and it'll go to the next picture and the next picture. And then when they get to the end, it'll just start over with the first one.
That's better than what I was looking for.
Okay. And then you can also do the backwards part of that. Like you can give them the option to click back as well.
So in terms of pagination, I haven't dealt with that before.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so this still has to be do a search. It can't just be, I'm trying to avoid, searches.
Don't worry about searches. It's fine.
Okay, I'm always worried about
so
them.
yeah, just do a search for, no, the do a searches that you have to worry about, honestly, is when you're doing a search, but it's inside of the repeating group cell. That's where you have to be very careful.
Because you end up with like nested searches.
Exactly, because if you're like, depending on how many things are in that list, you're doing that many searches. If you're doing a search within a repeating group cell. I'm not saying to never do that either.
Sometimes
I'm just saying that's when you have to be really cautious. Yeah.
Now, something you mentioned a couple of weeks ago was that, and I may have misunderstood. I thought you said that the more constraints that I have on each search, that the faster and easier on Bubble the search will be. Is that correct?
So what happens is that the search, when you put a constraint, this is what Juan was talking about with Sandra last night, is when you put the constraints on the main search, right? You're sending those constraints in the search to Bubble servers, and Bubble servers are doing the search with those constraints on Bubble side, which is much faster than the user's browser doing it when you're using filtering on your side, right?
Okay.
Because Bubble will find just the information that fits those constraints and send that back in the call, and it'll be faster if it's a shorter list.
Okay, so it's okay. So it's better to have it go ahead and for Bubble servers to go, not this guy, not this guy, not this guy, this one. Than it is for it
because
to, okay, so
yeah, and the fast part is it's returning a shorter list.
So then does it make sense to, like, for what I'm doing right now, which is adding the constraints, to just like add as many as I can? Or is that just silly?
As many as makes sense.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the search for beds. There it is. Fixed number of cells.
Yep. And then 1 and 1.
Okay.
Yep. And then, so when you have a fixed number of cells, it opens up a different world of actions, is what you just did. Okay. So whichever button you want them to be able to click.
Okay. I'm just going to stick an icon in here for the moment. Okay. Did I lose you or are you muted?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
And then start edit workflow. And then the action that you're going to want is going to be an element action.
Okay.
And the element action, I'm not seeing it yet.
I'm not seeing the, does this happen to everyone else? Is it just me? It doesn't go to the right place.
It does when you start having too many workflows in one page.
Okay, I have them in folders, but obviously we're looking at the main one. All right, good.
I'm glad it's not just not show an element. So go back and delete that action and click to add an action, and then scroll down so I can see the rest of the menu. Go to element actions, and you want to show next under repeating group.
Oh, right. I've done this once. I forgot that it existed. Show next.
Yep. It's easy to forget that it exists because you don't see that option until you have selected like a fixed number of cells.
Right. Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, good. So this is it?
That's it. And then you can also create a button for back, and it would be show previous, I think is the way it says it.
Gotcha. Let's see what happens. Bum, bum, bum. This is the only one that has a list in it yet, and it's not showing, but I stubbornly didn't put an image in there. I just made the repeating group,
Got it.
the whole thing. This is what I did. I did that. So I can't expect that to work. Or should it have worked?
So is this a repeating group of groups? Is that what I'm seeing? And so it's a repeating group of repeating groups?
Yeah, I guess it is. Let me look
Okay.
at it in the elements tree, because honestly, yeah, this is the repeating group. That's the main repeating group. And then down in there, there's a bunch of groups. And then this is another repeating group with, yeah, let me change the name of that. Okay, so yeah, this is a nested repeating group.
Okay. So you might be able to skip the searches then in that repeating group with the fixed cells, because it should be able to refer to something to the current cell. Yeah, in this case, you also want the type of content probably to be images.
When do you, I've seen it offer me that a couple times with nested repeating groups. I still don't understand why. And then when I go to do the workflows, if they're in there, then I end up with, a different set of problems.
Okay.
Then I have to do the search in the workflow instead of on the page, which sounds like it may be preferable for the
No,
user.
so what it is it's like your original repeating group here is looking for beds, right?
Yeah.
But what you're trying to show within the cell of the different beds are pictures, right? And so what you're wanting to do is create a repeating group of pictures or images, and then the source of those images will be the current cell's bed images.
Okay. All right. Let me check one thing, because I just made these changes, and now that I think about it, the problem could be in the data.
A lot of our problems are in the data, Jay.
Yeah.
Our problems hang out in the data.
Let's see. Bed. Contents. Yes, I do not. Is this it? Unless this is it. No, it can't be August 18th. All right. So the upload widget that I just made needs a check, because it looks like it didn't accept what I sent it. Okay. All right. That is great. I'll experiment more with that, and I should be able to get that working. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. And then
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to let Kim know that the keyword there was fixed cell repeating groups and pagination.
Another thing that came up the other night was Justin mentioned, instead of using when this text is visible, to use when this URL is not empty.
Or this URL is this URL. Yep.
Is that when this URL is this URL? What is the difference between that and not empty?
Nothing, because they both evaluate to true every single time.
Okay. I want to search my app. I have a ton of those when this text is visible. I used it a lot. So I want to search for that. Is that under has a constraint or under something else?
Under actions. So, or yeah, let's just share your screen.
Yeah.
And then go to that, the app search tool.
Yeah.
This is a powerful, powerful tool. So let's see here. We're going to go with, can you search conditions?
I don't see it.
Conditionals. Oh, Bubble. Let's see. Element type, event type, action, reusable uses, element field. Try has constraint, but I don't think that's it, because I think that's for searches. Maybe it is visible. Just look for visible.
No,
No. Yeah, that's gonna be a chore.
yeah.
Does anybody else know how to do that? I don't. I don't know how to find is visible conditionals throughout the app.
I don't know either. I don't know if it's even possible, as you were saying.
Nate, so since you're new to like working in Bubble, the app search tool is an incredibly powerful. Oh, Nate's gone already. That's okay. For anybody watching, the app search tool is absolutely one of the most powerful tools in Bubble to be able to, like, when you decide you're going to change how you're going to do things, a lot of times that means changing a lot of things. And in order to find all of those things that you need to change, the app search tool can save you a ton of time. But I don't know how to find that using the app search tool. So that's disappointing.
Well, it's life. And I'm just going, every time I go through a page, I just, catch a few. One
Mhm.
day there'll be a rainy Sunday when I'm bored and there's an awesome horror movie on, and I'll just go page by page and find them all,
There you go.
which sounds like a super awesome and relaxing day,
Well, we can have like a casual like Bubble day on the weekends or whatever. Like
No
all work on
video
it.
allowed. No video allowed.
No video allowed. We'll just hang out and everybody will work on their own apps together. Which is how our Friday office hours started, was because you wanted that. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure how to find that. And then for anybody who's wondering why you would want to do that, instead of using the condition of when something is visible, in order to create the condition by which it is a specific thing, that means every time that you show something on the screen, you want it to be a particular way. So you can accomplish the same thing with a condition that always evaluates to yes, and it will be less taxing on Bubble if it doesn't have to determine which things are visible on the page. So that's why we would use this URL is this URL.
Is it ultimately better to go ahead and make a style for, even though I have a lot of styles, like a lot, because every page in mine is a different color scheme.
So the way I would do that is rule of thumb. I would say, okay, if I'm gonna have, you have to arbitrarily decide on the number of items, right? But if I'm gonna have more than 2, or if I'm gonna have more than 1, or if I'm gonna have more than 10 of things with the exact same style, like nothing changed about it, then create a style. But if it's going to be like, if you're reusing a style and the only thing that's different is you want this one to be bold, then a lot of times this URL is this URL, and then make it bold, then that works for that sort of one-off thing where you want to borrow everything from that style. You just want it to be different this one time. Because remember, when you're using the style, when you go in and you update the style, it updates everything with that style. So you have to think about how related that piece of text or that thing that you're styling is to everything else in your app.
Okay.
So
I don't have a lot of repetition.
not the most straightforward answer, and I'm not a designer or a CSS expert. So like other people might have their own rules of thumb, but for me, it's like I look at it and say, okay, how many things in my app are like this thing? And then I make a decision from there.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep. Brittany, you got anything else for us today?
I did have a question and I can't even remember it. One second.
Is she feeling better?
Yes, she is. She still
Good,
has a
I'm
little
glad.
cough, but she's way better now.
Oh, good.
But I'm trying to think. Oh, I know what it was. I'm still working on the address part of this thingy. I kind of stopped and I came back, but I had another thought. So when the freelancer sends the order to the customer, what return address would I want to be put on there? I don't think I would want the freelancer's return address because they're not actually the property. I'm trying to, I don't know. It's getting kind of confusing in my mind now because I may need the business owner's address as a return address if anything goes wrong with the order. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe I need to include that. It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I might include in the onboarding process, grab an address from the business owner and grab an address from the person who's signing up to, like, basically all of your users, right?
Right.
Just have their address on the user data type and then lock it down. Nobody can
Right.
see it except them. And then the next piece of that question is, like, in my mind is, I use apps all the time that I've had my address on file with them for years. It doesn't mean it's the accurate address. So maybe it's something that, you either check in with them every, 3 to 6 months just to make sure that their contact information is correct, or every, so like, it's like put some mechanism in the app to check for the accuracy.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Alrighty.
Does that give you enough to go on?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still gonna have to think about how I'm gonna do the shipping process, but that's something on my end. It has nothing really to do with Bubble. I have to just think about it.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Jay, anything else?
No, I think that's enough for today. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and wrap up office hours for today, but we're going to be back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. for another office hour session. Our yesterday evening's office hours was awesome, in my opinion. We had 6 members on. It was great. So if you would like to join for a complimentary session and see what office hours can do for you and your bubbling, please go ahead and email us at team@CoCreativeNoCode.com. We'll get you over some credentials so you can sign in and meet everybody and ask your bubble questions, and we'll do our best to get them answered. Thank you so much to Nate and Brittany and Jay and Thomas for being here today, and also to Pablo and Kim. And I will see everybody tomorrow.
Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
See you too.
Thank you, Tonya. See you everyone very soon.
Yes.
Alrighty.